Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. It's an exciting day. We have a bag this time. Obviously something new has come in. Let's see what we've got. Only thing I can say for sure is it's a watch, because I don't do reviews of things except watches here. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's really sealed. Are you guys ready? We are taking a first look unboxing at a little white. All right. I'll move on. Q series, launch series. This looks like, wait a minute. We already did the I2 from IQI. So this must be the Q2. Let's see what's inside. Hoy, my goodness. Oh, wow, look at this watch. Yes, indeed. This is an IQI Q2. Now, I want to tell you something, first of all, before we get into this. This is from Gearbest. Now, we're starting a whole new thing here where we're opening dialogue and relationship with actual retailers to offer products that I can show you. And this watch is a gift from you for watching this channel, leaving comments, giving thumbs up, doing all the things that, you do in social media. Anyway, Gearbest offered the opportunity to review this watch, and I want to acknowledge them, and I will have links to the gold, the silver, and the black for Gearbest for this watch if you're interested. Appreciate your support, because that way I'll keep having watches coming in. Done with the ads. All right, let's see what we got. Well, obviously it's got a little plastic, huge plastic cover on this one. And wow, that is a bright gold, isn't it? It's supported in a little thing here. Put that in a box. And looks like a pretty nice little leather band. Oh, wow. Nice black finish on the back. Soft. Charging dock. Heart rate monitor. Probably speaker right there. Look at the bands, folks. When they can do this, it probably means you can take them off and replace them, or use it as a pocket watch if you want to. Gold all the way around. Little microphone port. Judging from the quality it's put together, I'd say it's probably some level of waterproof as well. We'll turn it on in a minute. Let's see what else is in the box. Okay. Yeah, it's a Q2. We got the manual for it. We got the bag with, oh, don't tell me I have another spare charger. It's so nice. Well, nice in a one way that they're all coming with the same basic charger head. If you've watched some of the other videos, this looks very familiar. The good news is it's the same. The bad news is these are really small magnets. So this particular style, unless there's really good magnets in here, it's a little loose when it connects. We saw that problem really severe with the number one D6 watch, I believe. This is pretty good. Well, all right. Anyway, when you have it down, and because it's flat, it will lay flat, which is nice. You can probably set the thing up and charge it, but just be careful. Make sure it's got a good solid connection, okay? That's the charger, and then there's the manual for the Q2. Instruction manual. Chinese on that side, English on this side. Let's give you the English view. I like to show the whole manual, so those of you that are interested have a chance to read through it. You might be able to find this online somewhere and download it as a PDF or read it, as a text, but you're here now, and if you just want to freeze the camera and take a look, you've got the information you need. Okay, and like I said, this side is all in Chinese. So, done with the unboxing. Let's charge it up and turn it on. I'll be right back. There, the watch is fully charged, and we'll turn it on. The IQI Q2. It's part of their launch series. the launch Q2. And that, wow, that's a fast boot time, and there's their first watch face. Very impressive. Look at the quality for a relatively, how do you say, a small 240 by 240 screen resolution. It's got pretty good definition. Let's first take a look at the other watch faces. Here's another one, a darker one. Okay. You can see the second hand turning down at the bottom. Not sure what the other two small dials are for, but there's the time. Time hasn't been set, date hasn't been set. This is right out of the box. So, oh, look at this one. Wow, haven't seen that one before. Interesting, okay. We're seeing some new watch faces here. I presume that's going to show your steps from the pedometer. Maybe there's a heart rate monitor in here somewhere as well. The little dashes are the time, I presume. That's the date, and that's the second hand going around. Creative watch faces. Then we have our pure digital one. 6:46, the date and the day. This is perfect for being outside, no doubt. And we're back to the original. So it doesn't look like there's a way easily to download new watch faces. There's no plus sign. And you've got 6 of them on board. But that's a nice spattering of them, and they're all different. So let's see what happens as we swipe. We can swipe left, and we get to there. Press the button. We could swipe right, back to the same place. Up, same place. Down, same place. So all 4 directions take you to your apps. That's nice. This is a non-complicated watch. It's something you could give to mom, and she'd still be able to work it. We have 3 dots at the top. Those must be the pages of apps. There's the first page. These look like symbols to take you to the other pages, or you can swipe. There's the second page. See the second dot illuminated. And the third page. And the right dot is illuminated next to the option, I guess, that was last used. So let's start back at page 1 with the calendar. Now, again, this is not hooked up to the network, meaning it's not Bluetooth connected to a phone. This is a tethering kind of a watch. There's no Wi-Fi in here, so there's no hooking it to the network. Swiping left takes us back. We have alarms that we can set. You change the time to whatever you want. Pretty straightforward. You can repeat once or every day, or a custom schedule for whatever day of the week that you want. I hope I remember to turn this off. The ringtone sounds are here. Let's listen. That's the first one. I've heard most of these before, I think. Sorry. And then there's a ring 4. I'll go with ring 3. Well, I think I touched ring, I didn't save it. Anyway, alarm tone 1. Then you can have it do ring only. It does have vibration, so you can vibrate only, or you can vibrate and ring. So there's your alarms. Your Find Your Device, of course, needs you to be Bluetooth linked to the phone. Your text messaging is available, so you can read your messages on this watch. It's a tethering watch when it's connected. Okay, that was notifications. This is your messages, but basically the same thing. This is your phone call log, I presume, or contacts perhaps. And there's your basic phone pad that you can use to make a call when you're connected. And then finally up here, that's the dialer. And finally up here, there's your phone book. So your phone book, your dialer, your phone logs, your SMS, text messaging, and notifications, find your phone, alarm, and calendar. That's page 1. Page 2, we have a heart rate monitor. I'll put that on in a minute and we'll check it. This is your sedentary reminder to notify you when it's time to get up and take a break. This is your sleep monitor, so you can start it when you go to sleep and it'll tell you how well your sleep was. This is a standard operating system that you see in many of these type of watches, and you know, some in-depth reviews are out there where they actually have this all set up with phones and linked and working. But this gives you an overview of what the apps are in a first look. This is your file manager that you can get in here, and if you've loaded, I guess, any audio or music, you'd have folders for doing that. That's your file manager. There's where you do your Bluetooth connection to your phone. This is the remote camera, whether you're on Android or an iOS device, where you can control the camera on your phone from the watch right here. You should be able to see the image, take a picture, and have it stored over on the phone. And then that's your music player for remote playing the music in your phone through your watch. And that's page 2, except for the heart rate monitor. And page 3, we have another thing, looks like a heart rate monitor. We'll come back to that. Settings we'll come back to in a moment. This one is different themes. We're on theme 1. Theme 2, you see, has some little bubbles in the background on the image. Very soft. And theme 3 is a blue background. So whatever you like. Again, this is in silver, black, and gold. Personally, I think the black theme looks the best against gold. There's a basic stopwatch that you can run with lap times. Interesting, it started out with a 1. Oh, I guess that's the lap number, 2 and 3. You can stop it. I don't know if you can retrieve them. Yeah, you can. There you go. So you got a nice tenths of a second stopwatch. Here you go. You can, when you're hooked up, you can flip to mute an incoming call coming on your phone. Just flip your wrist to mute it. You can flip to mute an alarm, and you have the wake up gesture, which we want to turn on. Make sure it's on. Yes. Okay. And we'll show you that in a moment. Doing all this stuff when I put it on my wrist. I'm learning, having done a few of these. You know, you do certain things in certain order and you can get through it quicker. There's your barcode to scan that will lead you to the app that you need to download in order to link your watch to your phone. You'll download onto your phone that app, and whether it's iOS or Android, and you'll be able to connect. And then we have a couple of microphones. The first one's your standard voice recorder. This is a voice recording so that we can test out how loud the watch is, and I move my fingers so I'm not covering anything. I think that's the microphone right there. Oh, look at that. It went out when I turned it to the side. Let's see if I'm still in recording mode. That's interesting. And we'll stop it. Maybe I'm recording now? I'm not sure if it stopped automatically. It looks like it because you see that seconds counting. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to turn it and turn it back, and it's off, and then it came on because I have that turn to activate, and I'm going to go in it. Aha, and it's off. That could be a problem if you're trying to record, in that the watch might actually turn itself off unless you keep it up. Well, there's the recordings. Oh, wow, when I turned it, it even stopped that. Okay, I guess I still have more to learn. Maybe if we turn that feature off, or if I just press the button solidly, it will work and stay on.
This is the voice recording so that we can test out how loud the watch is. And I move my fingers so I'm...
That's when I turned it sideways, and it automatically turned it off. But I'm going to try something. Sorry, putting you through this, but I'm sure you want to know as well. I'm turning it off. Now I'm physically turning it on. I'm going into the voice recorder. Let's see if it goes off. Yeah, it does. So you got to turn that wrist activate thing off, apparently, if you really want it to stay in the voice recorder. It's overriding my automatic timeout, which you'll see in the settings in a minute. I set it for a minute. All right, well, play with that. That's the voice recorder. And the last one up here is Siri, which if you have yourself Bluetooth, you tap it and you'd be able to talk to your phone, either Siri or the Google Voice, and hear back on the watch the questions that you ask if they're spoken by the phone. That's standard in this operating system. That's on all of them. And that's the third pane there. So we go back to pane 1, we covered all those. We go back to pane 2, and we have the heart rate monitor. So when you tap it and you start, you see that the green diode lights up on the back, right? So let's strap it on. Wow, you know what? I got to turn that thing off because as soon as you rotate it, it turns the watch off. Let's start again. So we're measuring the heart rate. Now this is a prelude to the other one that's on the next page, which was the Wow, 104 beats. I know I'm excited, but not that excited. Let's try it once more. It does look nice. I'd rotate my wrist to show you, but that would mess up the test. Okay, I hear you. I'll go over there and take that thing off. 101. I don't know if that's right either. I think if I touch there, I can get my history, which are there. I can go to the mode once or repeat. Okay, you can have it repeat, which is nice. And then help would take you to how to do it. Okay, we're gonna save. What the heck? Let's try this one. The ECG, and it says it's measuring. Now I think it has to do with the heart rate monitor connection, where it's actually going to sense the capillary blood flow that the green laser diode uses in order to calculate your pulse. And there it's saying my pulse is 107, and you're seeing the up and down information, which is supposedly my electrocephalograph thing. You can tell I'm not a doctor, but the ECG. Now, if I wiggle it a lot, and I move it a lot, and it doesn't change, that tells me that we're not really looking at me, but we're probably looking at some cartoon that's just displaying that, you think? Okay, it's acting as it's taking some time to get there. Now we're getting a more reasonable pulse rate. That seems right. But I contend that if I move this off my wrist, the chart's still moving. So I would not count on this being medically accurate, but nonetheless it's something cute, right? Settings. Our last thing we should definitely go into. Bluetooth settings is where we would turn the power on so that we can see the phone and have the visibility on so you can link. Your clock type is the same as when we press and held the watch faces, and you can turn time sync on or you can turn it off and set your date, time, and time format manually. You want to turn it off if you want to set 12-hour format and then go back and turn sync on if you plan on syncing it to your watch and having it in the 12-hour time format. Otherwise, you can't touch that. You can't change it once it's locked into the sync mode. Sound are the different types. We heard the alerts. We already went through. Oh, I'm sorry. This is where you can tell it to ring only, vibrate and ring, or the fun one, vibrate first and then ring. There's your different ringtones, and then there's your different notification tones. Pretty good volume. Little bicycle bell. That's the high-pitched one that's a little challenging to hear, but good for quiet places, perhaps. You can probably get by with that one, too. Doesn't sound too much like a watch, does it? And we did the ringtones when we played with the other stuff. So we've been through all of those. Okay, that's sound, volume, self-explanatory. You touch one of them, you can adjust the volume to the level you want. Display is annular style, or you can have the 4-app style. We've been looking at them around the circle. Since we've been through them all, I will switch it to this style, so you have the style you're familiar with that you could use as well. And we are looking for settings. Display. Brightness level can be set here. Screen timeout, you see I set it for 60 seconds, but it's turning off and I'm losing where I'm at every time I turn my wrist. So that's not too cool, I don't think. I think it should honor what, if you press the button, it should honor that and not turn off. Auto sync, language is English. We can show you the languages that are installed on this watch. Do a quick review of those. There aren't that many. That's it. Uh-oh. Which one was the language? Oh, I hope that was it. Uh-oh. Very sensitive here. English. There we go. And, of course, the name display for your contacts information. Apps, when you are synced up to your phone and you go into the phone to activate and download specific apps to your watch, you can then go in here and uninstall them if you want to. And by way of apps, I know there's at least a weather app, and there may be some other ones that you can get access to. And finally, there's the reset that will completely reset the watch if you want to do that. And that, folks, is your settings. So we've got ourselves a nice little easy-to-use tethering smartwatch. This is the gold one. And motion. And we turn that wake up gesture off. And now, when we're doing something like the EKG or ECG, theoretically, when I turn my arm, it's not going to go off. It's going to stay on, and stay on for the duration of the time that I've set. So that flip to look feature is nice for seeing the time, but unfortunately, it overrides everything, it seems, and you might have to think about whether you want to have that on or not. So we are looking at the IQI Q2 series heart rate measurement smartwatch. This is the golden one. Here's the specifications on this watch, the chipset, the memory. It says it's waterproof to a rating of IP54, which is kind of splash level. You might be able to wash your hands and splash some water on it, but don't dunk it under when you are washing your hands. Definitely don't swim with it. It's a 240 by 240 IPS touchscreen with a 280 milliamp hour lithium ion battery that gives you 5 to 7 days worth of standby, and it is just turned off. Okay, it went for the full minute. Round zinc alloy, genuine leather band. Its compatibility, and these are the different features which we've pretty much covered that this tethering watch will provide you. And once again, to mention a shout out to Gearbest for providing this watch for us to look at, and hopefully more in the future. There'll be links in the show notes to the Q2, IQI Q2 watch in gold, black, or silver, and we are done. See you next time.